It is spring cleaning time, and the City of Milwaukee is making it easier for residents to tidy up. Project Clean and Green gives residents a way to easily and safely get rid of unwanted household items. Let's learn more about Project Clean and Green from Jerrel Kruschke, Commissioner of the Department of Public Works for the City of Milwaukee. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2026 Clean and Green, this is something the city has done for quite a number of years. And so for us, we always think of spring cleaning. And so this is what gives the city residents an opportunity to do that spring cleaning in their own households. We get through those winter months and it's gray, it's grimy. They store a lot of stuff in house. And so what we do is we methodically move through the city in different zones, and we have 6 of them to allow folks to add an additional 6 cubic yards of material next to their regular trash that we have in the receptacle. So, what that equals is it's about the size of, if you think of a full-size pickup truck maxed out to its bed, or, things like sofas and mattresses. And so we methodically do this from April 20th all the way to June 1st. It has been highly successful in past years. It makes people have that fresh start to the spring, summer season, and it's been highly successful over the past few years.
What are some of the things that people can put out? So you mentioned a sofa, a mattress. What are some of the things that are okay to put out?
So basically anything, and I think it's easier to talk about the items that are not accepted. So the things that are not accepted are, appliances, your microwaves, your stoves, and your refrigerators, tires, televisions, so electronics, printers, computers, those type of things. And additional, we don't deal with a lot of hazardous waste. We don't want that to get mixed up and then have that in our materials. And we usually don't do that even with regular collection, motor oil, paint thinners, things like that. So those are the things we don't. Pretty much everything else we do. So it's like furniture, all those old books or things that you have in the basement, or stuff that's just been deteriorating over time, clothing, all that is what we take. It's just those hazardous materials and electronics we really don't.
How do people know when they can leave items out? You can't just leave it out on your regular garbage day, correct? There are certain days in your regular garbage collection time that you'll be able to leave this out.
Yeah, so the best thing for folks to know is if they go to our website, and so it's milwaukee.gov/clean and green, and we have a map there. So what folks can do, and they can also type in their address into our system, it'll tell you what week we are. They'll see on their regular garbage day, they can add that extra material. So as we move through the city at their regular garbage day, they can have that extra material there. So the best place to go to see that map is going to be on milwaukee.gov/clean and green.
What happens if people leave out more stuff than they should?
So we tell people 6 cubic yards, and that's all based of our folks looking like what's here. And what'll happen is we'll take 6 cubic yards. But then afterwards, if there's more than we can handle, where we get to 10, 12 cubic yards, twice the amount, we'll take the 6 cubic yards, and then we'll actually get in contact with the resident saying, this is above and beyond, which is normal. And so we offer a special collection, and that's just another fee that comes through, and we can pick up the rest for a fee if they want. So, there's an opportunity for residents to get rid of more. It just isn't for free.
And when you look at the impact that this has, when people have this opportunity to have this cleanup, this extra pickup, so they can get some of their stuff out of their basement or their garage, what kind of impact do you think that has in terms of the way neighborhoods look?
Well, so it's a hard thing to quantify, but what we've seen over the past few years is just over a 5-year period of time, it's an extra 1,600 tons of material that gets put out. And so what it does is it saves our city residents time and effort to actually just load up a trailer or a truck and go to one of our self-help centers on the north and south side. So it gives them that opportunity that they might not have had before. And it takes another 1,600 tons that could be illegal dumps put out there, and just gives folks some of that time back.
Is there any thought I'm just thinking of the way my basement can sometimes look. Is there any thought to having another one of these special days that might take place later in the summer or in the fall? Or is this really a one-time only each year type of opportunity?
Yeah, so it's a great question because I know residents want more and more. So we do a bunch of efforts. So, when we look at the sanitation world and sanitation recycling, we have everyone's normal, receptacle, guaranteed garbage every week. We have a recycling operation that happens every 2 weeks. During the spring, we also offer drop-off boxes by reserve, so neighborhoods can have an entire dumpster put out there to help with larger things. And those are first come, first serves, and they're very popular in some neighborhoods because then they can really get a lot more. And then we do the clean and green. And so as we transition, because operations and the public right of way is different, and seasonality, we go from a spring cleaning green, then we transition into our forestry and we have our medians and grass cutting season. And as you transition to fall, you have those folks are the ones also dealing with leaves and transitioning into that winter time where they get into snow and ice. So, it's something that's always thought about. But, as it gets into fall, it's more of getting rid of the leaves and not necessarily the other debris.
If people do see that someone hasn't followed the rules and there are items and materials that are just out there, can they call the Department of Public Works, and will Department of Public Works do a pickup if they see something that's been left on the median or something that isn't where it belongs?
Yeah, so if folks and residents see like garbage or large materials sitting within the public right of way, like you're saying, like a median, there's always calling 286 City or using Click for Action, our website, so we can address some of those things. When we get to some of those other, like if we're going for a pickup at a residential home and there's something that shouldn't be there, we'll leave a tag there that says this is inappropriate as part of cleaning green, but we'll offer up, like you can go to one of our self-help centers or you can go to an MSD disposal section, which can get rid of hazardous items to try to guide folks for the items that we don't take. But we're always open to continually keeping our community clean.
Well, I'm sure people appreciate this extra opportunity and extra effort on the part of the city to help them tidy things up a little bit as we head into summer. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you.
For more information, as the commissioner said, you can visit the City of Milwaukee's website and search for Project Clean and Green. Stick around. We're right back.